Understand how, and then like every other woman, because these women are wealthy, so majority of women do it for a lot less. I see how women get their ass whooped in relationships because women think that they're supposed to be able to say and do anything to anyone, and you're just supposed to deal with it, right? So when they encounter someone that's not as emotionally intelligent and is not as self-mastered, you end up getting mollywopped.
Finish her.
Right? You get your ass handed to you. You get kicked out on the street.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
Finally found the woman that shared my sentiments. So now I don't look so crazy when I be saying some of y'all women really need to get bopped in the head. Let's get into it. What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Ron back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So I came across this video on TikTok, woman saying most women are not likable. And as you can see in the intro, she definitely had a few things to say. So when I came across this, I was like, oh yeah, this is a heater right here. I'm gonna show the people this. And I wanted to hear what she had to say. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into
Do a
it.
longer extended video of this on my Patreon, but I wanted to discuss, like, one of my mutuals talks about how disrespectful women are and how men baby proof the world for women, and essentially women don't have consequences for their behavior, and it shows.
That's right, ladies. Today, you will be taking accountability.
It's over with.
I had a crash course in this in my relationship with my girlfriend, right? I'm a woman. I can be disrespectful. I have, watched and observed my own behaviors, other women behaviors, and made the connections to my behaviors in order to grow and master myself and show up in the world better, mostly for myself, but for everyone else that I interact with too. So I got a crash course in women's behavior in my relationship with my girlfriend, because she would say very nasty spirited things, and it was very interesting to me, and it was very much a pearl clutching moment for me, because I'm like, you don't realize, like, is this how women operate in the world? Like, this is dangerous, right? Like, I understand how women get in domestic situations, like Cassie, like Jasmine Brown, like Haley Bailey. Like, I understand how, and then like every other woman, because these women are wealthy, so majority of women do it for a lot less. I see how women get their ass whooped in relationships because women think that they're supposed to be able to say and do anything to anyone, and you're just supposed to deal with it, right? So when they encounter someone that's not as emotionally intelligent and is not as self-mastered, you end up getting mollywopped.
I'm sorry, you guys. I had to stop it right there because she mentioned emotional intelligence and said you end up getting mollywopped. Didn't I tell you guys, when women say they want a man that's emotionally intelligent, they just want a man that can control his emotions whenever she's being erratic with her emotions or acting out? I told you.
Right? You get your ass handed to you. You get kicked out on the street. Like, I see how women end up getting their head knocked between the washer and the dryer, because women are reckless with their mouth and with their actions. And they think they're just supposed to get away with it, and people are just supposed to deal with it. And like, I genuinely see how women can get their head knocked between the washer and the dryer by men and people in general, because you think you're supposed to be able to say and do anything to anyone, and they're just supposed to take it because you're a woman. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm a woman too. but I'm a woman with more situational awareness and survival instincts. Like, is this how you talk to someone that you financially depend on? Because that is crazy. I'm the person standing between you and the street, and you are mocking me in the bathroom with the door closed loudly where I can hear you, right? So, to some people, and I'm the type of person that, you know, romantic relationships are not a priority to me. And this is what I told her. And I'm like, you have to understand this, right? Do you think her behaviors change? No. So then you end up surprised, right? When the relationship is over. And this is the thing. Again, I'm not going to tell too much detail here. I'll go into it in my Patreon. But this is what I mean when this is what I mean. This is what my mutual means. This is what women mean when we say women have no survival instincts, right? That women don't have common sense. Women cannot do calculations. They don't have foresight. They can't do the math because y'all put yourselves in situations and then you act like you don't know how you got there. You can't go back and assess every decision that you made that led you up to this. When I would bring up these conversations with my girlfriend, she would act like she didn't know what I was talking about. She like, you're in the bathroom repeating what I told you in a serious conversation loudly in a mocking tone. And then when I told you, like, it was so jarring to me, it was funny. And I'm like, and you don't think it's mocking? That is the literal definition of mocking. And I'm in shock a little bit, not because of the behavior, but because of the lack of awareness around the behavior. Ma'am, you are a danger to yourself. And if you're a danger to yourself, you're a danger to me. So now I have to look out for the both of us, right? Until I'm out of this situation. And this is how we were broken up, not living together for 3 months before she realized what happened, right? But we'll talk about that on Patreon. Women are going to have to get it together. And this is why we say that those of us who take the stances that we take and we get online and we share our wisdom, we say this because y'all put yourselves in these situations and then you act like you don't know how you got there. So you end up in the same situation again.
Another lesbian sharing the sentiments of heterosexual men. Imagine that. Damn. And she put a stop to that shit instantly. She said, "Oh nah, you gotta get the fuck up out of here." her shorty got it. Like took her about 3 months, but she got her act together and came back and started acting right. Like, yeah. Oh man, that's funny as hell, bro.
And then social media, there's literally men out here who like to use social media as a gauge of how to perceive you before actually taking you out. I had a man literally tell me from a dating app, he wanted to get my social media because he said that's a sense of getting to know how you carry yourself as a woman. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, they do. I'm confused on what you're confused about. How most people carry themselves online is very similar to how they carry themselves in real life. So why wouldn't you want to know that before you're wasting your time and, in his case, money? If you don't like your digital footprint, babe, just say that. Just say that. Big thing to clock for my ladies that like to do dating content. Why would a man want to go out with you if he knows that afterwards you're going to post a vlog about it on your social media for thousands of people to watch and possibly laugh at them? It's not very appealing to the men, or anyone for that matter. In case you're like this woman and you didn't know before, let me tell you now, yes, they're going to ask for your social media. And if you don't like what it looks like, change it.
Well, last time I checked, weren't women giving out their Instagrams and shit more so than their numbers nowadays anyway? So why is this even a thing? Y'all, I'm really starting to understand why men get frustrated, bro. Like, this can get so confusing. It's annoying. It really is.
And when I tell you guys that the sisterhood is full of contradictions, most women in the sisterhood don't really know what they want, and they lie. Like, literally, I made a post yesterday about how come it's only black women telling me that black men hate me. How come a black man isn't telling me this out their mouth? Why is it always black women that are a part of the sisterhood who is angry, telling me that black men don't like me, they're not going to choose me? However, I'm still being chosen, and black men are loving me every day. On top of that, I made another post talking about how black women is blaming black men for the whole texturism issue in the black community, when the other day I had said something towards black men that another black woman didn't like, and she said, "Sis, that's why your hair don't touch your shoulders." What the fuck do one got to do with the other? But you see how when you upset the sisterhood, or when you upset Black women who have not seeked out their healing, the first thing they do is attack your looks. And your looks always have to do with your hair or your skin complexion. No Black man has ever made me feel like shit for being dark skinned or for having natural hair. I always get praised for my complexion, my melanin, and for my natural hair. When a Black woman gets mad, I'm always blacky. I'm always Black as fuck. I'm always African. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna come up here later on today and show you guys comments that a Black woman left me on Facebook the other day telling me I was African, I was an African booty scratcher. She called me Blackie, a grown woman, mind you. And she's probably going to get online later on and blame all of this on Black men. I'd be so confused with the sisterhood. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? This is why some folks be like, you know what, women shouldn't have had rights. And sometimes I agree.
Black women in society, if a Black man has any expectations, or if a Black man has any belief in himself, he's immediately attacked with being cocky. He's immediately attacked with being arrogant. He's immediately attacked with being bougie or thinking too highly of himself. And whenever I hear a Black woman call a man sassy, whenever I hear a Black woman call a man arrogant, whenever I hear a Black man call a man overly confident, I know that that is the white man inside of her. Let me cook for a second, right? When you think...
Wait, are you simmering or are you on broil?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm flame broiled.
Okay.
So anyway, back to what I was saying. That is the white man inside of these Black women, because we think about football for a second.
Mm-hmm.
If I score a touchdown and I get the sauce slid in the touchdown, because who got the most rhythm in the world?
Us.
Black, say it. Who has the most rhythm in the world?
Black folks.
And so who do you think can dance?
Black folks. Oh, can't? You said can't. The less melanated people.
And so the less melanated people said, you know what? If you're dancing too hard and too good in that end zone, that is unsportsmanlike conduct. And if the Black man comes down the court, cross you over and dunk on you and hang on the rim and let his nuts flap, why is that an issue? Because who's some of the highest jumping people that you know of?
Melanated people.
And who's known for not being able to jump?
Less melanated people.
So when I hear these Black women tear down these Black men about celebrating their strengths, this is the thing. Most people, right? They want you to celebrate in silence, but they want for you to fail out loud.
And those tend to be the people that want to celebrate out loud and fail in silence. Damn, that's a bar, bro. That's a bar. Let's keep it moving.
I am being dragged by feminists for advocating to respect men. I have been told that I'm a slave, that I have no self-respect. Here's the funny thing though. Women will serve a stranger, a man, for a paycheck, but think that serving the man they say they love is slavery. Isn't that funny? And then the other thing is, seriously, my husband is a really good man. He's not perfect, but neither am I. He does so much for me, even around the house. We support each other's business. We pray together. I mean, where's the inequality, girls? Get it together. Like, we need to start thinking soberly and stop just eating this feminist propaganda. It's serving no one and is destroying our homes.
Yeah, you tell me what's likable about being around a disrespectful woman or somebody who says that they don't respect men. I mean, this is how you know it's getting ridiculous. They called her a slave. Damn, y'all dumb. They called her a slave just for respecting men. Just respecting others in general is something you learn as a damn kid. Are y'all slow? Are y'all okay?
When I first started talking to women, I was like, you know what, I'm going to get me a woman because they're going to treat you better. When I tell you these women be worse than the men, like when they be saying, oh, a man fumbled the good thing, that man didn't fumble you. That man didn't fumble you because some of y'all women be toxic. Y'all like to argue. Some of y'all be bums, begging on the hour, every hour. You send them something Monday. They want something again on Wednesday. It's a never-ending cycle. Y'all ain't got no hustle about yourself. It don't always be the man. I get it now. So don't think you could be bisexual and just mess with women or whatever the case may be and be gay and thinking a woman gonna do right by you. These women is worse than the men. When I tell you, scammers, liars, and leeches. Some of them, not all of them, some of them.
Another one.
So something that I think is wild is this trend where women label just about everything that men do as the bare minimum. I have seen so many reels where women are like, if a man sends you a good morning text message, that's the bare minimum. If a man holds the door open for you, that's the bare minimum. If a man walks on the outside of the street, if a man pays for your date, that's just the bare minimum. And it's like, okay, I can relate to being a woman who has standards, and I can understand the feeling that comes along with a man putting forth the extra effort to do things that's going to make you feel special. I get that. What I do not get is the desire to minimize, and not just minimize, but to add a negative connotation to chivalry. Why would you want to undermine a man being a gentleman and a man being considerate and labeling it as something that is not worthy of appreciation? No, I'm not saying that you need to jump up and down and celebrate every time a man does something for you, but you need to be able to appreciate the simple things along with the extraordinary things. And even if you don't want to verbalize your appreciation, like even if you don't want to say, I appreciate you holding the door open for me, which I still don't understand how manners have become the enemy nowadays, but even if you don't want to vocalize it, it's the essence of gratitude. It's just having the energy of an appreciative woman, because you got to understand that he doesn't have to do any of that stuff. And even if he's the type of man that was going to do that anyway, because that's just his character, you can be appreciative and grateful that you have that type of man. And perhaps the craziest part about this is women can't stand it when men do this to them. I have heard so many women express their frustrations from when they do something for their man and they're seeking some type of acknowledgement or some type of recognition. And his response instead is, well, I shouldn't have to give you praise or accolades for something you should be doing anyway. Women can't stand it when men do that, but that's basically what he's saying. He's basically saying whatever it is you're doing, it's the bare minimum. Women can't stand it. You know why you can't stand it? Because you know positive reinforcement goes a long way. You know that even if it's something that you should be doing anyway, you don't have to do it at all. And so if you know you don't like it and you know that it does not work and it's not something that's conducive to a healthy relationship, why are you doing it? Do you think it's going to help? A lot of you already don't like the standards and the expectations that some of these men have. Do you think that if you keep holding your hand out like, oh, this isn't good enough, this is the bare minimum, I want more, do more, I expect more, that the men are going to start lowering their standards? If you already feel like the man's standards are unrealistic, what do you think is going to happen within the next year or two? You're making it so much harder on yourself.
So I have zero shame in telling a man that after 3 months, you are paying my bills. And if you're not, bye-bye.
Oh, I can hear the hearts just breaking from here.
There's 7 billion people in the world. If you can't do it, somebody else will. So I have no shame. I'm kind of sort of trying to find somebody to bring me food every once in a while. Like, talking to a guy and I said, yeah, after 3 months, pay my bills. And he said, no.
That's not surprising at all, because it sounds like that man actually has some self-respect.
Like, a guy knows. Like, oh, if I really like her and she's not crazy, yeah, I would pay her bills. Maybe I threw it out there too soon.
Maybe you just shouldn't have thrown it out there at all.
Men don't understand the investment and the benefit and how we're trying to make sure that we're not getting played. I can't help you, men. Don't talk to us. You're not the one. We're not talking to brokies.
Fortunately, not all women think like this, but unfortunately, it is the ones that do that tend to speak the loudest, and are the main reason that a lot of men are choosing to remain happily single.
Nora, as Ned, also went on about 30 dates. Did you have any fun?
Rarely. It was just an ordeal. Unpleasant. Yeah.
She says the pressure of Ned having to prove himself was grueling. Nora was surprised that many women had no interest in a soft, vulnerable man.
My prejudice was that the ideal man is a woman in a man's body. And I learned, no, that's really not.
Do you think women understand what it's like to be a man?
Not at all. No clue. No idea.
That it took a trip into manhood to help her appreciate her own femininity.
I really like being a woman.
Did you like being a woman before, Ned?
I did, but I like it more now because I think it's more of a privilege.
I said to her, this is going to be revolutionary because it's been looked at as though men were the perpetrators and women were the victims.
Ultimately, Ned told most of his dates that he was Nora. Barbara seemed more open and friendly, and in the end actually apologized for how she had treated Ned.
Sorry for being bitchy.
Please! But after 18 months of deception, she was unraveling. Her checked into a hospital with severe depression. Her views about men have changed forever.
Men are suffering. They have different problems than women have, but they don't have it better. They need our sympathy. They need our love.
And I covered that story a couple years back. She ended up unaliving herself because of that. So when she says, "Oh yeah," she was like, "Damn, we can be this, we can be that." It was like because she saw everything through the male gaze for the first time. She was kind of like, "Oh shit, you know what? Women aren't as nice as I thought we were." Imagine that. Y'all let me know what you thought about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe, OGs. I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the live show channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.